Doing long hair, but I want to mainly show you in her hair how we want her hair to flow backwards instead of forward. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to take a 45-degree angle, and we're going to, this will be long, this will be short, and this will be long. So we're going to cut almost like cutting the center out because of the curvature of the head. So when you cut the center out, what's going to happen is that, or should I say when you make the center short, it's going to allow the hair, it's going to give way. It's going to release so that this can flood back. Now, if I want her hair long, I want to come up. If I want it shorter, I want to come towards me. You see the difference? The guideline is still the same, but now I'm cutting more off. If I take this hair up, I'm cutting less, and it's because the hair is traveling, okay? And you've got the scalp, the curvature of the scalp to deal with as well. Anyway, I'm going to bring this towards me, and I'm going to go again, cut it off. Now, I'm not worried about making this very edgy on the ends, because I mainly want to go over technique with you right now. We'll make it edgy in second time around, okay? Meaning I'm going to cut her hair again a little shorter, and you'll see what I mean, okay? And I'm cutting from the top down for one reason, is I want no heaviness at the bottom. And the reason I want no heaviness at the bottom is that it's going to create the hair to hang down. I don't want the hair to hang down. I want the hair to go back. Okay? So anyway, just the angle, the 45-degree angle that you're taking is giving the hair direction. In other words, this hair will flow back deliberately in this direction. And I'll show you the other ones again on the other side. But mainly, I wanted to show you, without putting the baseline in, you can cut this look from the top down. And you can see how the hair begins to flow back. Okay? And then this is where you would take the hair and cut the bottom so that you would have the direction that you want. But the main thing I want to share with you is from the top down. If I want this hair to go forward, okay, I'm going to take a 45-degree angle, and it's going to be a pie section. Okay, I would take it like so. Take a piece of this other stuff in the back, but then it would be short to long instead of even. If it was even, you can see the difference now. I would be cutting it like so. Okay. Anyway, let's take this going backwards, and I want it to be, again, 45-degree angle. And you take the whole section. Again, I'm going to draw this towards me. And when I draw this hair towards me, it's going to make it shorter. If I want it longer, I take it to the top or more towards the upper area, because in that way it would cause the hair to travel. This is causing the hair on the top to be longer than the hair underneath it. So that would give it a different effect. The most important thing in the hair cutting is knowing why you do what you do. Because when you do that, you can cause the hair to go whatever way you want. Okay, we're not going to get fancy yet. We will in a minute. I know this looks fairly simple in a sense. Okay, let's do the back. Now, one of the things that always happens in the back in hair is back here we don't have too much hair. So that area should always be left longest, unless the design is asking you for a little different. Now, we're going to use a 45-degree angle on that as well, but, okay, this is what we're working on, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this little piece from here to here, okay? Can you see that? Okay, and then we're going to take a piece of the part up on top that we've already cut, and you can see it right there. But I want it to be short, so I'm going to draw this towards me. So that means the center of the head is going to have the shortest amount because it protrudes out the most. And since this is coming all the way back here to the center, it has to travel a longer distance. And we'll cut it right off. Okay? Next section. I put her hair down a little bit because I want it to be shorter. Okay? And then go ahead and cut it off. And again, I want it shorter, so I keep bringing this towards me. And I've got her head down on purpose so that we would have, if I put her head straight up, like so, you see, it'd have to be way down here. Cutting doesn't work, so I need to come up to the top. Okay, and then I take my last section, and I just follow along on my guide. Okay, my hands aren't, like I said, huge, so I need to just connect these two areas. Now, I'm not looking to cut the point off. I'm just looking to connect them. Okay? So I'm just picking up these at the middle area where I have my two sections and making sure that I got all the work in there. Okay? Now, this haircut is going to flow back like this and into the back area. You can see how it all flows perfect. The side and from the other side over here and from the top, so we know exactly where to cut it off. Again, and then draw this towards you. And then remember to put her head down a little bit so that you're going shorter. The 45-degree angle really actually does all the work for you. And you just need to remember where the what elevation you want. And you can use different stations in your body to remind you. But I think the hairdressing mind is has a good memory muscle working, and all you need to do is use it a little bit, and you'll be just fine. Anyway, and then you can go back in now, and then if you want to create a different shape on the front and so forth, the design line, go ahead and put it in. But you don't have to worry about much of anything about the hair going forward or not going this way or that way. When you put the right angles in there, it will allow the hair to just do it. Okay, so let me turn you again. Let's look at the technicals again so that you can see what it does. It's completely layered. It's completely perfect, and it's because of the type of angles. You see how this little piece is long? That means it'll be the longest piece because we began to draw the hair down, and that's why you'll have the length that you're looking for, but the way you drew it back will allow you to pull the hair back. Okay? All right, I'm going to get a little fancy with you. I was asked a question today about what do you do with people with really curly hair, because once they got really curly hair and you thin the hair out, the hair is going to be released of its pressure from the other hair. And so what happens is the hair that's going to be longer than the other is going to curl up tighter, and the smaller one's going to push the hair out. So you're going to get a balloon in your hands. And they asked me, he said, well, what about a razor cut? And I said, well, depends. What you need to do is you need to create a soft line. And you know what? I don't mind you using two different type of tools all the time in order to create the design that you're looking for. And before I start with showing you a combination of razor and so forth, let's take this a little bit shorter, and I'm going to show you how to be a little more creative. And then the important thing here is that I'd like to see you keep a soft edge. I'm going to do 45-degree angles the opposite way. The other ones I did this way. This is going to go down, and then normally we cut out here like you saw me cut, but instead of that, what we're going to do is we're going to cut behind the fingers, and the reason I'm doing that is I want to create a soft edge line. Like if I was doing this, okay, this is the same thing, but not as jaggedy. I want you to use about a 6-inch pair of scissors, because if you don't, you'll probably cut yourself. And the reason being is just because it stands a chance of nipping your knuckles pretty good. And can you see me, Aaron? Okay, let's do this side, the copy side right away, so that we can get going to the next thing that we want to show you. So cut behind your fingers, don't cut in front, and this will give you that soft edge. And you see how I'm elevating at the same time? The reason I'm elevating is I'm looking for layers. I don't want to go back and put the layering in, and the design line first, the layering second, texturizing third. You can do both by, or actually three things: layering, design line, and texture, all at the same time. You might want to add more texture, so we'll do that as well. But cut behind your fingers, and I think you'll find something that is really, really a cool effect. Okay, we're going to change the design, and we're going to go from high to low because I want to change the direction of the hair, but I do want the hair to remain loose, and I'm changing that it's a little thicker at the base by adding the weight line, by cutting it shorter from the bottom up. Okay, and over here in the front, you can see it's short, it's high to low, and that's because I want to change the direction of the hair right there, and behind the fingers. So I'm showing you partings alone will give you hair direction, and where you cut in front or behind the line will give you severe lines or soft lines. The choice is yours. Okay. Okay, let's go to the other side. And then we're going to change tools on you. Okay, next step is you would think you'd go down to the same spot, just come up slightly. And that's going to make that hair do something else. See, when you cut hair behind the fingers, what you're doing is you're causing the hair to be in motion. Can you see that? The hair is in motion, where the other way in front, the hair is rigid, but behind is in motion. The important part is realizing what the hair is doing so that when you cut it, you go, oh, it's going the direction I want it to go. You can do that deliberately. Okay? For those of you, if you have any questions whatsoever on what we're up to, please don't hesitate to go ahead and blog on. Ask me the questions, and be more than happy to share. Okay, again, rise it up, and you can see that I've changed the direction that the hair is going to go. Now let's change. Since we cut with the scissors, it's blunt. So let's cut with the razor. Okay, this is a razor scissor. Okay, and what we're going to do now, the reason I'm choosing this instead of the regular blending scissors is because I want the hair to remain the same length, but I want to put a pencil point on the end. Now, by putting a pencil point, I'm going to deflate it slightly, but I want the hair to have a soft curl pattern. Now the curl pattern that she has is not her own. I gave it to her the other day, and this I want to create just a nice soft edge, and the difference is the razor scissor. I want to share with you that I'm sure lots of you have caught on is that our clienteles are pretty much about trims and highlights. Not too many far out hairdos happening nowadays. And so the nuances of each design is really important for us to capture. And with the razor scissors, you cut behind the fingers, not in front of. And you can start seeing a different effect on the curl. You don't see a coil curl and all the way to the ends, and the reason being is simply because of the change of texture. Okay, let's go to this side. With these, you can cut wet or dry, but it's really important to realize that if you're going to cut with it dry, it'll consume more of the blades than if you cut with them and the hair is... Can you see me okay, Aaron? Am my hands in the way? Okay, let me go from this side. Maybe it's easier. How's that? Okay. Just doing the ends, just a very slight slide. And what we're doing is we're just changing the hair, deflating the ends, and straightening the curl out a little bit. A razor will do that. It will straighten out the curl just a dash. This is a feather light blade, so you can get them anywhere. And they're interchangeable, so you don't have to worry about if it's going to be sharp. Everybody has a different touch and a different approach. So what this will do, it will enable you to keep a real sharp one in there all the time, or, you know, whatever suits you. Okay, we're almost done here. And again, you'll see the difference in the texture of the hair by the way that we are texturizing these ends. I'm pretty much leaving the same haircut I had in there with the scissors, except for you can see the effect has changed the hair altogether. Now, how are we doing on time? Okay. Now what we want to do is let's take our new Curl Up in Silk mousse. Very different than regular mousse. It makes the hair shiny. It's not crunchy. You can blow dry with it, but its purpose was to give a curl a rope-like effect, and it will do it chemically because we altered the molecules. And the neat thing about it, contrary to regular mousses, the mousses of yesterday do not give the hair shine. This makes the hair very shiny. For a very soft tousled effect. And I'm a big believer in one thing. It's about what the client's looking for. It's about whatever it takes. Like, for example, this particular look, she brought me a picture. She goes, "Oh, what do you think about me getting this look?" Great idea. But it's not all in the magic of the two scissors or in the haircut. I think the haircut gives us the shape, but her hair didn't have the integrity to take the look because it didn't have the curl pattern. So I put the curl pattern. Get your arsenal out completely and begin to appropriate all of it to get the looks that you're looking for, and you even make more money that way. So I want to share with you that pull it all out. Use the best stuff to get the hair to do what you want it to do. That's why you use it. Recommend it to your client. I really recommend you try this new Curl Up in Silk. Okay, I'm going to have her get dried so you can see it a little more dry, and I'm going to show you some long hair hairstyling. Okay, thank you very much.